Hi everyone, this is Marcy again. Welcome to another episode of Out on the Limb, the Journal of the Heart's Journey. And today I'm going to talk about a topic that is actually really hard for me to talk about because it brings up a lot of pain. It brings up a lot of the unknown. It brings up a lot of triggers, especially being a person that wants to have it all together and not having an answer to my health and to my wellness specifically of this formula of how to heal is just a lot for me to share. But yet I feel that in the middle of this process, it's a part of my healing to start to share it with you all. And also for anybody else who may be struggling with a chronic illness, that they just don't know what to do and they've tried so many things. So first off, having an illness was something that I ran from for so many years, because when I did have struggles with past experiences with my health, it literally made me feel like I had nothing to offer because my performance was in my body and how I looked. And so that illness affected me where I couldn't be the Marcy that I was, and I never took the opportunity to turn an obstacle into an opportunity, into an option for new growth. And so I covered everything with food. I went to just every diet, to the next healing, to the next thing, all the way up to a raw fruit diet for for about 3 years. I even moved to Hawaii. That's not why I moved to Hawaii, but I even got to eat local, fresh, vibrant fruits and a long period of detoxing. And over the period of time, I never saw the benefits that I wanted to see for my body and for my mind and for my emotions, for everything. And then when my body kind of escalated and I didn't know what was going on, I got hit with chronic fatigue. My neurological system went crazy. My sensory system went crazy. My fight or flight was going crazy. My vision was going funky, my nervous system, my hearing was super, and it still is, guys. I have a lot of this stuff that I'm still walking through. Like light sensitivity, hearing sensitivity, everything is super vibrant. If I go on my four-wheeler, for instance, sometimes I can feel the whole pulsation through my body. And also just the foods that I eat, I'm super sensitive to. So anyways, when I came home, by vacation wise, to visit, when I was planning on moving to California and setting up my life, everything that I thought was what I needed, I came home and my body just broke. My emotions were all over the place. I was having panic attacks. I was having post-traumatic stress. I mean, I was constantly in this and I couldn't sleep. I was having insomnia. I just was all over. And so I went straight to juicing. I went straight to cleansing, because that's the thing that I thought that would take care of every issue that I had, not knowing what I've been learning now. And honestly, guys, it drove me into a deeper state of emotions. So depression came on in, that post-traumatic stress came on in. My life, I just shut myself away in my room and on my parents' farm where I'm still at right now, and just detached from the world. And it also drove my nervous system even deeper, because your nervous system is actually ran by your emotions. Or adrenal fatigue, however you want to say. Chronic fatigue is kind of an all-encompassing all of that. So that's the journey that led up to the point of where I am now. And I want to share with you guys what I've learned thus far. So when I came back home, all of my memories of the things that I shoved down from my childhood, and guys, I had a really great childhood. I have great parents. I have a great family. We just don't see eye to eye on everything. And that's really hard for me. It was just, for some reason, having differences from my family and from aspects of the world around me here, I wanted to leave from, because I wanted to be around people that I felt totally aligned with. And so when I came home, my emotions went crazy. And all of the memories of the things that made me feel uncomfortable kept on coming up. And I couldn't run from it anymore because I was back in the place, physically not able to do anything. I'm back in the place where it all started. So this is what I learned, and I am learning, is that when you have a life experience, you start to process that. And then you react to that, and it becomes an actual belief inside your brain. But the experience of life comes from your heart. Your heart interprets how you see life and feel life from a spiritual side, from a soul side. And if your heart doesn't feel safe or has an incident that it never processed out or had a place to heal, it's going to create this memory that it's not safe. And then that memory becomes a part of your mind, your subconscious mind, your conscious mind. And if you don't deal with that conscious thought when it comes up, it gets stored away like files in your subconscious mind, known or unknown, it's there. And it's constantly circling and it's constantly reacting in your body, whether you know it or you don't. And then those thoughts become actually mental real estate in your brain. They become a place where your brain is making pathways to choose that thought, even though you don't even know you're choosing it. So it's also how you experience life is through your brain, which is called your limbic system. And I want to read a portion from a book here to kind of explain what I'm talking about. So it says here that the limbic system is the busy part of the brain. Its mental function, such as learning, motivation, formulating and storing memories, controlling adrenaline and autonomic responses, and regulating hormones and sexual responses, sensory perception, that's your optical or your olfactories, and your motor function. It involves almost every part of your body, guys. It reacts and it helps to function. So when fear would come up and I would see something that reminded me of my past, or just an incident that my body wasn't well, literally my limbic system would go into protection mode and would freak out because your brain is trying to keep you from pain. It's trying to keep you from experiencing those things again because it wants to only experience good things. That's how your brain starts to wire, right? And so all of a sudden when my whole life fell apart in the best way possible, honestly, but the hardest way possible, I had no other response but to see all the things around me that reminded me of my past. And so my nervous system and my limbic system and my muscular system, my whole body started like wanting to shut down in the fact of all this fear and all of these triggers. And so then, so my brain, so your heart influences your mind, and then your mind influences your brain, and then your brain influences your body. And so I had no idea about any of this when it was happening. And so I kept on just going down the pathways, not knowing and hiding away, because every time I got triggered, it would react, and my body would react even more, hypervigilance. I would be trying to protect myself, and my body was always in the fight or flight mode, needing to run or fight. I can feel myself kind of escalating right now because this is a super deep part of me. And I don't have hardly any answers except for my experience. Sorry, I'm just having a moment with my heart to tell it it's okay and it can calm down. So guys, we're a being. We're a spirit, soul, and body. And I don't have all the answers of how to heal. All I know is the things that have happened up to this point, or up to the point of my body and my mind and my emotions and everything that's kind of coming to the surface, of exposing really what was underneath all the layers of my protection, my performance, and my striving, and my pain. It all just came up. And so now I have an opportunity to be a whole new person, to look at life completely differently, to see situations that actually being triggered isn't a bad thing. Being triggered is an opportunity to let love come into my heart. So for instance, if I have a difference with somebody, or I walk into a place that triggers me and I don't think I'm able to emotionally be there, or my brain starts to freak out and I go into panic mode, I actually start talking to my heart. And I say, heart, what's going on? Oh, this is what you're feeling. Okay, I'm going to be right with you right now. I'm not going to shut you down anymore. I'm actually going to acknowledge this pain. Even if my mind responds and my brain then responds and then my body actually starts manifesting some type of symptom, I'm going to walk into that with you, and I'm not going to let you be alone. I'm going to be with you right now. And over that time of doing those things and starting to go back into the world and not hiding from my pain anymore, but also learning boundaries of what is good for me and what's not good for me, has been a really big key. And also sticking to a whole foods diet. I'm not going to give up on fruit. I don't believe that it was fruit, like my diet's problem at all. I'm not blaming my diet. I actually think my diet helped me to keep me at a place more functional rather than going down a rabbit hole a lot quicker. Even though it might have drove, my choices with my food might have drove my mind aspect and my protection aspect. It's kind of all combined into one. But just sitting with yourself and walking it out, and every day is new. Every day you're going to have a new reaction possibly. But the more steady that you become, and the more in tune with yourself you become, and the more that you realize that when your body reacts, it's actually just your body trying to respond in a healthful way to adapt to what's happening in your subconscious mind and in your situations in your heart. And so that's where I'm really passionate about whole heart healing and connecting to your heart. Because you can do all these things to retrain your brain, which we'll talk about sometime, which has really helped. But if you're not connected to your heart, you're going to keep spiraling in different ways possibly, rather than actually listening to it. You start to heal it, where those triggers aren't that big of a deal anymore, because you start to bring compassion and love to it. That child within you that has been wanting love for a long time. So instead of shoving down the volcano and letting it erupt and you have no idea why, you start to take off the layers slowly, and then you get to know yourself, which then actually allows your body to detox better. I was so ingrained into detoxing my body that every symptom, everything that was going on in my mind, in my brain, in my body, was all because I needed to detox. I think there's a portion of that being true, because I think I did detox so much that I started to pull things. But then my nervous system was so jacked up from my heart wounds and from my subconscious mind and my running, where I didn't think God was big enough to take care of these things, or I was in denial, made my nervous system not able to relax, which then did not allow my body to start to heal and move things out of my body that doesn't need to be. So I'm learning to love my body right now, even when it has a reaction, because it's actually trying to do a really good job. And then learning to love my mind and say, like, God, please expose the subconscious things that are stored away, that have been part of my journey. Bring them to the surface when it's time. Because I can't handle all of this at once. It's not possible. But I know in your timing, when you expose it to me, I'll be ready, because I'll have grace over that. And you're going to be with me in those moments and giving me love and security and a father's heart that will speak to every part of my being. And my spirit will be connected more to your spirit every step of the way. So, thanks for listening. I need a safe place to process this. And also, I just really feel a deep need to share with people who are not getting well from following a diet protocol. But don't give up on that either. Like I said, it's a part of the journey. Your body needs really good food. It needs really good anti-inflammatory foods. It needs really good vibrational, high vibrational foods, all in one. But guys, so just love on your heart. I'll do a video of learning how to connect to your heart, because my heart wanted nothing to do with me when I first started to connect to it. And I was shocked because I thought I was just really in tune with myself. But there's always parts that are being exposed that we get to work on. And I don't think that there is going to be a day that we'll have it all together until I see his face. Heaven to heaven, in heaven, face to face with him, where all of my being is restored to the perfection of what I was created to be. Because there's a unique way, guys, that we're meant to think, feel, and choose. And I wanted to say, too, sidetrack, that according to Dr. Caroline Leaf, guys, if you haven't heard of her yet, go check her out. Dr. Caroline Leaf. She's awesome. She talks about, she's a neuroscientist that talks about the mind-body connection and brain connection, of how she believes that 80 to like 98% of our diseases and illness, mental and physical, are caused from our thought life. And the rest of that is from food, from what we put on our body, to what we put into our body, medication-wise, so forth, or how we numb out. But like, check her out. She's pretty awesome, and she has really helped me to walk that out. But anyways, I'm rambling. I'm gonna stop because I could talk about this all day, and my dog, Jake, is hunting rabbits in the background. So sorry for all you vegans who are more pro animal rights, because my dog naturally just hunts. It's really crazy. Nobody's trained him to do it. He's naturally who he is, and he does it really well. And so he's just barking away. So anyways, long video. Thanks for listening. Thanks for allowing me to process and to be a mess and to walk out on the limb in the unknown, in the places that I have no idea how to walk out. But I know his grace and his mercy is going to guide me every day, and his spirit is the spirit of truth and the spirit of revelation. And there's nothing that can separate us from that except for ourselves. So open your heart, guys, and take this journey, because it's so worth it. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you out on the next video, on the limb, in the unknown places that we can walk out together. Thanks. Okay, everyone, I don't even know if you can see me, but my little puppy, Mr. Jake, got a rabbit. Jake, what do you have there? Sorry, he's eating it, guys. What do you have there? You got a rabbit. Okay, it's kind of gruesome. Oh, see, he gets really, really aggressive because it's his little prize. And he always brings it up to show us his catch, or his, I don't even know what to call it, his win. Anyways, he'll go and he'll hide it, and then he'll bury it, and so he'll pick it up later, and he'll make sure none of us are watching where he puts it. So good job, Jake, you got